Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back once again to the Real Nerdy Review. It's your boy Otis, and I'm back with another video. If you're new to this YouTube channel, please hit the like and subscribe button. So, with that being said, your boy finally got a chance to check out the first episode of Secret Avengers, Episode 1, Resurrection. And I'm gonna tell you straight off the bat, I don't know anything about Secret Invasion. I've seen, pictures. Obviously involves these scrolls and involves them being, different heroes, maybe villains. I've seen, the Avengers. I've seen the X-Men, stuff like that. And so I know this is a pretty big deal as far as comic book goes. So, Marvel and Disney really took a chance or by, slashing it down and putting it into a miniseries. So with that being said, let's jump straight into this review. First things first. I know a lot of people were complaining and bitching about the AI art in the intro of the show. It did not bother me whatsoever. It did not take me out of the show whatsoever. I didn't care. I thought it was kind of cool. I didn't really give a shit. Because wasn't nobody complaining when they were taking pictures on social media and it was like all these different versions of them that the AI art made. They weren't complaining then. So it is what it is. But getting into this episode, I'm going to tell you all this. I went into it with no expectations, so I didn't know what to really expect. Just going off the trailers, it had that secret agent kind of James Bond feel to it. And I really enjoyed it. So again, let's jump straight into it. So first things first, Agent Ross goes to see a friend of his because his friend has some information that he could possibly want, and his friend is telling him this story about how all these different attacks have been happening all over Earth, and how he believes they're planned attacks, and eventually he tells him he believes the Skrulls are behind these attacks. There's good Skrulls and there's bad ones, and the bad ones are the ones who are here, trying to go forth whatever their plan is. And so basically, Ross gets chased by this guy, and we come to find out that it's not Ross, it's a Skrull, an evil Skrull. And the good Skrull was trying to, apprehend him. And so, this, brings Nick Fury down to Earth, who's been in space for God knows how long, working on some type of secret space station. And, he looks older, he's got the scruffy beard, and he doesn't have the eye patch. You see the scar kind of over his messed up eye and everything like that. He's walking with a limp. So, he ain't the Nick Fury that's in the jacket with the eye patch and just looking real cool. He's old, scruffy Nick Fury. And this obviously takes place after the blip. How long after? Not exactly sure. And so basically Nick Fury is trying to get to the bottom of what's going down. And he partners up with his old partner, I believe her name is Maria, quote me if I'm wrong. And her, along with the good Skrull, I forgot what his name is, team up to try and get to the bottom of the situation. And, Nick Fury's been at the game so long, so he goes to talk to an old friend of his, or after he gets kidnapped, he goes to talk, he's talking to her. And she's basically like, look, man, what's going on is way above your head. You've been at the game too long. You need to go back up to your spaceship and set this one out. So he plants like this recording device on a statue. So it records, you can actually physically see as a hologram this person talking to somebody else. And so they're talking about these dirty bombs that are going to be planted by the big bad in this show, Gravik, who was a Skrull. But to basically back up a little bit, supposedly at the end of, I forgot the name of that movie. If I think about it, it comes to mind. Basically, at the end of this movie, Nick Fury and I forgot the other girl's name, Captain Marvel. Yeah, at the end of Captain Marvel, basically Nick Fury and Captain Marvel, Carl Danvers, promised that they would get the Skrulls on their own home. But it's been over 30 years and they ain't done jack squat. So some of the Skrulls are pissed off that they had to hide in plain sight as humans. So Gravik basically is the big bad. He's a Skrull. He wanted to believe in Nick Fury and Carl Danvers, but Carl Danvers has been off the plane doing her own thing for who knows how long. Nick Fury has been off Earth doing his own thing for how long, and he was pissed off, and now he's like, look, forget y'all. We're gonna take over your world by getting rid of, humans. So basically, he's been getting a lot of Skrulls on his side, and they've been living in this contaminated area of Russia. But it doesn't affect him because the radiation doesn't affect him, the aliens. So whatever reason, it doesn't affect him. So he's been snatching up humans and putting them in this kind of like dream state in these machines and having his people impersonate them, where they can take their thoughts and know their lives and stuff like that. And so one of the chicks, I believe her name is Gaia, is working for Gravik, and she is the daughter of, I forgot the other guy's name that's working with Nick Fury, the good Skrull. She's his daughter, and they happen to bump into each other in the sewer. And he's telling her, like, look, your mom died, you don't need to be this person. This is not what she wanted for you. You need to come over here with us. And she's like, no, this is what I'm doing. This is who I am. And so then eventually they meet up again in secret, and she tells him, these dirty bombs are going to be planted tomorrow. This is where I'll mark them so you know. So then they, the good Skrull, Nick Fury, and I believe Maria or Mills, whatever her name is, not Maria Mills, but whatever her name is, goes to stop this attack from happening. And unfortunately, the bags that they thought were the bombs were in, they weren't. They were decoys. So the real threat was Gravik, who was this little girl who led Nick Fury on this wild goose chase in this huge area with all these people. And he eventually keeps changing to different people as Nick Fury is going after him. And eventually he turns into his human form self, sets off the bomb, and it just destroys everything, right? So then while all this chaos is going on, Nick Fury goes back over to Maria, and he calls her over, and then when he calls her over, he shoots her. So I was sitting like, what in the world is going on? Come to find out, it's really Gravik. So then the real Nick Fury runs over, he leaves, and he's holding her while she's dying, and she says, it was always you. And then she dies. Sorry, spoiler, that's how they end the episode. And I gotta say, it was pretty shocking. I mean, she's always been there for Nick Fury. She's always been by his side, and it's crazy that she dies. So I'm hoping that she's not really, I know that she's dead, but I hope that she doesn't really die, like they don't ever bring her back, because I just feel like we were just starting to really scratch the surface of her character versus, in all the other movies you've seen, she was just kind of like the foot soldier who did her job and kept it moving, you know what I mean? But that was basically the end of the episode. I really enjoyed it. I'm happy that we're getting these episodes 1 week at a time instead of getting them all at once to binge watch them, because it makes them more interesting and it gives us more stuff to talk about. And in my opinion, I feel like going into this kind of thing, you have to have an open mind instead of judging it based off the comic books or judging it just based off your knowledge, because obviously a lot of things have changed with it being on TV and in a smaller format. So go into it with open mind. But that's basically all I got for this review. Yeah, let me know if I'm missing anything. Please let me know the names. I have to check them for myself again. But that's all I got for this review. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you all think about this first episode. And I'll definitely be back with the next one next week. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Peace. I'm out. Woo!